Hey, how you doing out there, KXVS fans? Hey, this is the Saturday edition of the Yellow Dot Spotlight Show. You've been listening to Yellow Dot Music Electronica. Kind of the perks of the show. Anyways, we're here on the Saturday edition, and we've got Ron Greco and the king of San Francisco punk rock, and we're going to find out why, and listen to a lot of his music, and some live jams and everything. We've got Cameron also here hanging out on the percussions, and Chrissy's also here to cheer us all on. So anyways, we are KXVS.org, community radio station here. All the information go on to KXVS.org. We are, check out all the benefits that we're always throwing out there. You know, we're always working toward the tower, trying to get us to an FM spot so we can have a bigger voice out there for y'all out there in Stockton, California. So with no further ado, here we go. Let's do the Yellow Dot Spotlight Show. This is the Saturday edition. Let's fade that out. All right, so let's check the mics here. We got the yellow and the green. Is everybody there? Can we hear you?
I'm here.
Hey, there we go. There's Cameron checking in.
It's hot.
It's hot.
Here.
It's hot in here. We're going to write a letter. I think the station has many letters of that. But you know what? What keeps us hot keeps us entertained. No, that doesn't work. Okay. So, all right, Ron. Man, so good to have you by.
Thank you, sir.
You know, for sure. We got some, maybe, all right, we got some CDs here and stuff.
You can actually see them?
All right. Let me turn it that way.
You can open up the other one so they can see the inside.
There we go. I'll let you do that.
All right, Superman.
There we go. And then we've got some, we're going to be spinning some CDs here in a minute of Ron.
I was going to bring albums, but
I know.
I guess you don't have turntables.
No, we don't have any turntables. I had one in my car. I just don't have a needle. I just carry it everywhere I go to turntable. I'm looking for a needle. Who's got that needle? So Ron, tell us about this latest album. Oh, well, we've got the Ghost Train here.
There's the Ghost Train.
Let's see, we got the Ghost Train.
Fun times.
There we go.
Great
Yeah, it
musicians.
was.
I got Cameron here with me.
We had a blast making that album.
There's Cameron right there. So tell us a little bit about this album, this Ghost Train album. So what's happening on this one?
Hold on.
A little bit of plastic, a little bit of industrial.
Trying to cool my throat off.
Right, it's living.
We recorded that here in Stockton
Uh-huh.
with, what's his name?
Matt Young, was it?
Matt Young, yes. Very good guy. Very good studio, fun. Maybe go back again and do another CD, we'll see. What else?
That'd be awesome. So the CD that we do have loaded up is Greco Back, which is some of the stuff that I've been checking out that we've had here at the station.
Cool.
You know.
What?
And so I know. We'll get this fan on here. So it looks like we got different people on this one. Cameron.
Oh, yeah.
At least you're here. You're here performing live.
Yes.
Right. But y'all, he's on the Ghost Train.
Yep.
You know what's cool about music is that we're all interchanging musicians. It's always nice to be on people's music and stuff and help share and collaborate, which is an awesome thing.
Absolutely. One big family.
Man, hanging out, talking with Ron and stuff through the week, he's got these amazing pictures, man. It's just the old Wardolph.
Nobody sees them. Nobody sees those.
Nobody sees these. These are special here.
That one is from one of my early bands from 1976, our very first show. We didn't do any posters. That's the only living thing, piece of paper thing that advertised the show.
I have the original in my hand.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, why do you do this to me?
There was
I'm kidding.
No posters, there was no artwork, just one real good photograph.
No, I just want to take care of the stuff.
That was in 76.
76.
And then we released our first single. We were the first West Coast band to release the punk single. Then we had Sex Pistols, Weirdos, Screamers, Avengers, Blondie from the East Coast, the Ramones, and a few other bands that were.
In there. Tell us about this one. I'm just kind of going through some posters. Hey, you gave me the picture.
That was in '68. We opened up for a band called The Animals, and these girls were backstage modeling. So I walked up and said hi, and it was mother and daughter. Okay.
So The Animals, one of my favorite bands. The House of the Rising Sun. That's like one of the go-to jam band bluesy songs and stuff. If you want to, Cameron, there's that camera there. If you want to hang out or put pictures of that.
Oh yeah, that.
There you go.
There it is.
Cool.
Show me your pierced tongue. No, just joking. You had a
Time,
person.
right? Does that Guinness Book of World Records or something?
Yeah, hey,
Is
I did a post on Facebook that she took of me with my tongue sticking out, and
Yeah.
everyone's all,
Holy
damn,
shit."
Gene.
The DG, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. So, let's jump into a couple tracks, and as we listen to the tracks, I'll probably pull up some of these pictures and stuff, and we talk about stuff as we go.
All right, Superman.
So, of course, what kind? What's Zodiac? We'll try that one.
Go right ahead.
All right, so this one's called Zodiac from the Dark Gypsies. And the Dark Gypsies is a recent collaboration that you put together, or your recent band? Is that what we're talking about?
2013.
So 2013 until now, we got the Dark Gypsies, and so
I have
cool.
two versions of it. One on the Greco's back, and one on the Ghost Train. We did the
We did the Ghost Train last year in 2016.
and was Ghost Train? Did we do the Zodiac in that?
Yes, we
We
did
did.
on that one.
Play either one.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what's wonderful about it? Like the same songs, you get different versions. You know, that's what I like about.
Oh, my wife took a couple of the songs and did it on her CD.
That's right. And Christine, hey, how you doing, Christine? Hey, we had her on our show last time, and
Yeah, I
man,
know.
what a treat! She was awesome, and man, we're a lovely audience. And,
She
and
said-
the CD was awesome. Listening to your guys' CD.
Yeah, I listened to it on
with
my
all
way
the
up here.
cameras,
Uh-huh.
she knew she would have dolled herself up more, but she looked perfect.
Oh, she was fine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So here, let's check out some Dark Gypsies. Here we got the Zodiac, and then we'll be right back. Here we go on Saturday. Pump it up, y'all.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I can.
Oh, it's in the earphones.
Yeah.
Something's bothering me, something from my past. Someone's been following me. I see him in the night. I smell he's back. He doesn't know who he's fucking with. When she fucked him over, he ran into the army. When he turned 25, he had to kill to stay alive. He killed my family. He's mine now. I'll kill the Zodiac. I'll kill the Zodiac. I followed him to the North Point. I know where he works. He's up there. He's all judge and jury. He's mine now. Time to make him suffer. I killed the Zodiac. I killed the Zodiac. He's dead down Devil's Slide. I killed the Zodiac. I killed the Zodiac. I killed the Zodiac. We killed the Zodiac.
Nice, a little Sonic Youth action in there towards the end. So is that like the Zodiac from like the dude from L.A.? No, New York or
Clayton.
Clayton?
Yeah, I think Sonic Youth actually covered one of his songs.
Yes, Hotwire My Heart.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's off the Sisters album, or
Well, I don't know which
can't
one it
remember.
is. My lead guitar player who wrote it, he went to court and sued and got some money because they did it without asking permission.
shame on them. One of my favorite bands too. I love Sonic Youth, that Sonic sound, and towards the end of that, and a lot of the guitars in there really reminded me of the style, and that's awesome, man. You got to get some royalties on that. Right?
Totally.
So tell us a little bit more about this album and what you have going on with this. This is the album that we're listening to.
Yeah, that.
That
So
one there.
my wife had just
Greco's
died,
back.
and so I just went crazy with doing music, and so that's the result of it. It's not like the perfect album, nothing like perfect parts that would fit in. No, it's just I wanted it to be somewhat crazy. And the lyrics, I just started writing the lyrics down, and within 2 months I was ready to go. Then I went out and found the musicians. They all worked in the neighborhood, real good musicians. The lead singer, I thought I could sing the songs. At the last minute I said, "Here, take the mic, you do them," and he did it.
That's the best way. Just throw them in the fire, throw them in the swimming pool, sink or swim. You know.
A couple of the songs there, they came waves a little bit with his vocal, but then the next album, I sang. If there's going to be one more, I'm going to find a lead singer out there
Yeah.
that can how do you say, complement the lyrics in the music.
That's kind of the hard part,
Yes.
from a writer to a singer, to try to find the interpretation, of what, so you're the writer and say somebody else sings it. I mean, how do you try to convey to somebody to get your point across? And is there a feeling or something that, when you start writing like that way?
I have a lot of experience behind me. I've auditioned a lot of lead singers in my bands over the years, and too many of them were just copycats. They sounded like either Janis Joplin, they sounded like Rod Stewart. I mean, those were the two I could remember. There were others that just, no.
Mm-hmm.
I just could not see them on stage performing the songs. Not even live, because what came out of their mouths was nothing that they could actually hear and go, yeah, I sound like this, ew, but no, nobody, you can hardly hear that.
Mm-hmm.
When I sing the songs, people say, okay, that's your voice, stick with that. Yeah, I don't know who I sound like. You go,
Right,
"That's good."
original. I mean, that's the best thing. You can't compare it.
Sounds like Ron Greco.
That's right. everybody would know Ron Greco.
I hear his voice talking. I know it's him. I hear him talking on Christine's CD on one part. I'm like, that's Ron.
Mm-hmm.
And on the last album, my other band we did like 4 albums, 8 singles.
Uh-huh.
The last album was called, it was called Crime, but it had Ricky on the cover who passed away, Frankie on the cover who passed away, Johnny, and you could see me, but all you saw was my back. So the next album was called what?
Greco's Back.
Greco's Back.
Right, and that's the story.
That's
to
a
the
clever
whole
play on
title.
words.
That is right. It's like a continuing story, like part 2, but that is cool. That is cool. Now I know the story. Now we all know the story behind that, because
Yes.
Greco's
Yep.
back.
James
Not
Stark.
his back,
The story behind his back.
but it's
Yep.
behind the back.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love humor, man. That's what keeps
Right?
the world smiling.
Thank you.
Right?
James Stark did all the photographs too.
Who is that?
James Stark.
James
There's
Stark.
a live TV show picture there you'll see from 1970
Uh-huh.
or 1969, right around there.
Earlier I was showing this one. Is this the one that you're talking about, or no?
No.
Okay.
You'll see it's a full
Okay,
band.
we'll find
Looks
it.
right out of, looks like everybody was, he said Led Zeppelin or Rod
Uh-huh.
Stewart.
But when during the song I did push this picture up. Can you
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about this one?
76, 8th and Howard, that's where we used to rehearse. Cost us $200 a month, 24 hours a day. And half the band is dead, gone, passed away.
There's some relic pictures, man.
Johnny is alive. He had a band called Vortex for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think he used the Crime name again. Frankie and I used the Crime name when we broke up way back in 91.
91.
And so 92 we recorded 4 songs, and my old guitar player, Elton Haley, has them. And I want to buy those master tracks from him. 4 more original songs that Frankie wrote. Hank, you don't own these songs.
All right. So we got to get them to you. Just
Elton lives
just
here.
voluntarily give them to him.
Yeah, Elton lives here. Good guitar player. He used to be in a band called the Sea Hags.
Dude, I used to see them in Sacramento all the time in the late 90s. The Sea Hags and the Morlocks, and there's some other. Oh man, my brain's fading. It wasn't the Cattle Club. I think it was the Cattle Club. Like they used to play there, but Sacramento. But I do remember the Sea Hags. They're kind of a nice punk pirate kind of a.
Well, Elton was with us for about a half a year. We did a few shows at the DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some other places. Eh,
There you go.
I have a lot of photographs of those, but I only brought the stuff that goes like through the decades.
Oh man, it's amazing. I love looking at the old photos, especially this one here. I want to bring it up again. That's just rocket.
That's a classic shot right there.
I know. I mean, you can't get better than that.
I mean, the way they're lined up is so perfect. You got Ron over on one side. You got Johnny Strike.
Ricky
Everybody's perfect.
Tractor, Frankie Fix.
That's awesome.
Then
That's
we made
awesome.
the cover of this magazine, me and Britley,
Mm-hmm.
Punk Globe.
Oh, that one there.
Yeah.
That's the one I was liking when I was writing to you. That 1980.
That's 1977. The very first issue of Punk Globe. That's Ginger Coyote's magazine.
Oh yeah, Ginger Coyote.
Yes. Tough person to be with, to hang around with. Wants all the information. Then when you want to give her more, okay, Ginger.
All right. Cool. We'll get back to some more history here. We'll talk about some of the bands, the other bands that you've been through.
11
and
bands.
I know. That's so amazing, man. And then we'll just go through some more of these pictures. So we're going to check out this other song called Blue Blood. You want to tell us a little bit about Blue Blood? Blue Blood?
Yes, I'll
Blah,
tell
blah.
you about it. Ruby Ray, don't get mad. our very biggest fan was Michael Kowalski. He was with this girl. He died of an overdose. She didn't call the ambulance in time. Now, okay, that's one thing.
Okay.
But our drummer, Ricky, was with her, and he almost passed away. They got the ambulance. They got him in time. Then he formed a band after that called the Sleepers, and the Blue Blood is about this girl.
Cool, cool. Let's check this out, man. Here we go.
Which one are you?
Blue Blood! Just had to throw that in there. So we're checking out some of those pictures in there. Can you tell us about this one here? This is the one we're pulling up.
Am I on the air again?
Oh yeah, we're on. Yep.
Live TV show, Channel 20. I tried my hand at lead singing then, and everyone goes, "What kind of guitar is that?" I don't know, but I chopped up part of one of the ears, because being left-handed, got in the way. I don't do it with my newer guitars, but I get some left-handed guitars now.
And we had this picture that we pulled up.
1970, 71, Black Panthers rally at Dolores Park.
So what was it like a rally? What was happening there?
Just, everybody.
Just every day, like.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that's like some history pictures,
And a lot of shows we did.
No computers, no libraries. We got the straight history right here.
Yep.
And we never asked for money.
Actual cameras, not phone cameras.
I know, it's amazing. It'd be nice to get back into this kind of picturing, and developing, because this stuff's really amazing to have. I can't believe they're right here in studio in my hands.
The quality, those things are like new. They hardly even fade.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I carry a cattle prod. Anybody screws up my photographs, zip, zip, zip.
There you go.
I will.
All right.
Acid free.
So, okay, let's try another one here. We got a Rebel House Girl. Want to tell us a little bit about that one there?
Oh, gosh.
I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Oh,
Spot.
Before my wife died, I was actually
sorry.
trying to write a few lyrics, because my mother died a year before that, and I bought a couple of guitars, so I was writing a few lyrics, trying to understand not my relationship with my wife, but how things actually can look to other people. So that's where I came up with Rebel House Girl.
There we go.
Love me or leave me, I'll never let you go, or you can always come back. Something like that. It's always open. Really? This hot weather's driving me nuts.
It's hot. So here we go. We got the Dark Gypsies, Rebel House Girl.
We could switch spots because I got the air balloon. Oh, the fan. Yeah.
Every night I see you, you're a rebel in your mind. You love me when you need me, I'll never
All right, Rebel House Girl, there we go. With the Dark Gypsies here on KXVS.org, community radio station. So cool. So how do you approach your songwriting styles? I mean, it's just...
Like my
just
wife
kinda...
said in the last interview, I mean, okay, after my wife died, the week after, in the dark, I'm all alone, I walk and take a bath. 3 in the morning in the dark. So I just lie there, my ears under the water, I start pounding on the bathtub, boom, boom, all kinds of beats. Because I was a drummer way back in 62, 63, 64, 65.
Mm-hmm.
And so all this stuff was coming back to me, so I'm just pounding away. And plus, since I was a songwriter, I could put 2 and 2 together. So I would get out of the bathtub, take a few notes down, and start. That's where a lot of the beats come from, these songs. Not from anybody else. I don't listen to music. I'll spend a year without listening to any music at all, nothing. Just listen to myself. That's the secret, people out there, you musicians. Mm-hmm. That's your secret. Turn off everybody else's music. Listen to yourself.
The inner core. I mean, that's speaking to yourself right there.
And that pounding in the bathtub, that's mine. It's the old
you
cast
keep a knock, but you can't come in.
Bathtubs have good acoustics.
Right, that's the best place to sing or hang out. You know?
Yeah.
My wife's always going, "What are you doing?" "I'm playing music." She's like, "Yeah, right."
Oh. Wives can
I'm
be
kidding.
tough.
I'm kidding. So we got this, Cameron. Can you tell us a little bit about this picture?
Yeah, that was actually taken up at Ron's place in the Haight in San Francisco.
One of the music rooms.
That was the group Ghost Train. We used to practice up in this one room, up on the top story, and the photo was taken by James Stark, the guy who did all the crime photos and has done photography for Ron for many years.
I know it's amazing when you really look at it. I know the camera's giving us the best shot. I know the camera's giving us the best shot, but having that guy professionally give this photo, you can see all the things that are interacting in there. I like how the stick looks like it's moving in the picture.
Yeah, I was doing my twirl with it.
Yes.
Oops, got too close to the camera.
Yeah, I've been practicing that twirl for a while. I was just doing it like nothing there. I was like sort of just sitting there casually doing it. I used to have such a hard time doing it. I'd do it and I'd drop the stick several times.
You got a minute and a half. You got 2 minutes now.
Now when I'm bored, I'll find myself, I'll be picking up like rulers and twirling them around.
Keep it going.
When we played the Cow Palace, when I was a drummer then, I could spin one stick up in the air and catch it like 20 feet. But the drummer for the Little Rascals, that guy can spin 2 sticks in the air 40 feet and catch them and still keep on playing. And he had a snare drum so high to his mouth while he was playing. Mm-hmm. Great drummer.
That's awesome. Well, we didn't get a chance to put this one in, but we are listening to the Greco's Back CD. Maybe I put this in later. I don't know if I have time, but
yeah, whenever you want.
Yeah, but we'll put this in the computer and stuff. So maybe we'll listen to one more, and then maybe we'll get into some live jamming and stuff. So we got some
see
drums.
what happens. All right.
All right, we'll do like one live jam, and then we'll just kind of talk some more and stuff. So let me pull up another song. So we'll actually pull up the self-titled Dark Gypsy song of the Dark Gypsy. And I remember, a couple weeks ago when we had Christine, your wife, on the show. Yeah. Was there any songs that was on the same on this album that we have here?
Yes. Rebel House Girl was one.
Okay.
She redid it. Stay Strong.
I remember playing. Okay, we played those. Stay Strong. So I'll play that one. That we get different versions, man. I love that.
That was about bands. A breakup.
About a breakup.
So Christine wanted to redo it.
About a breakup. Right. Okay. So we'll listen to the self-titled. Well, the Dark Gypsies. Here we go.
James Stark also did that.
KXVS.org.
I need life in this body. I know what I could be. It's time to help myself. What I am, you'll see.
Dark Gypsy here on KXVS.org, or your local community radio station here in Stockton, California. Check out our site, KXVS.org. You can see all the great content we have, all the awesome DJs. And this is the Yellow Dot Spotlight Show, Saturday edition. And we just got done listening to the Dark Gypsies. We had Stay Strong, the Dark Gypsies, and Rebel House Girl we were playing earlier, Blue Blood, and Zodiac were some of the songs that we were playing here. We have Ron Greco in the studio, and we have Cameron Landers in the studio here hanging out, some band members from the Dark Gypsies. All right, we're back on. So can you tell us a little bit about, let's see, this picture here? We were wondering about this.
Okay, the lead singer for the album, he worked at a place called Mendel's. He did all the window work. And so after I bought it off him, I said, come on, you want to lead sing with us? Because I know you have a band, you're a good singer. Okay, so I gave everybody some traveling money so that, after work, you don't want to just come and rehearse with somebody that you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But the best part was they worked only 80 feet away from the apartment.
Wow, that's not
so
that easy.
They came upstairs, and there was the big music room, and we started rehearsing.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a good time. Then I go to the guys, you're all in your 20s, huh? You're looking. I go, but you never wanted to play with an older guy like this. Okay. So I threw a bunch of dollar bills, and they're all laughing their heads off. And so I made their time worthwhile, and the songs came out pretty good.
Was it Alfred E. Newman money?
No.
Alfred E. Newman,
No, I know Alfred E. Newman.
Right, I know, right? That's a joke for some of those people who might get it, who might not get it.
And so everybody had a good time. I made sure everybody had enough beer. I don't know where to buy pot, so I guess they had their own pot, whatever.
Mm-hmm. There's a BYOPT, BYO... You know what I'm trying to say out there, folks. Bring your own and share.
BYOP.
Right.
BYOB.
And the lead singer grabbed one of the photographs of the other band.
Okay.
He has a band called Scraper in San Francisco.
One of these ones?
Yeah, that's Billy on the left. He looks like Boris Karloff. No, Bela Lugosi. Excuse me. That's Billy with the short hair sitting down next to me. Mm-hmm. And then Chad, the drummer, on the other end, he left to go back east. And then Kyle sitting next to me, the lowest one down there. He's a lead guitar player in a band. Oh, damn! I forgot what they were called. I'll kick myself in the butt later, but good band.
That's right. You can call me like 2 in the morning. I remember. Oh, yes, I know. Could have waited till 12 in the afternoon.
Oh, Generation X.
Generation
Yes, that was an awesome band. That's Billy Idol's. Generation X. That's the Billy Idol.
Yeah. Wait, Generation
Lost? Oh.
Generation Lost or something. Kyle, you'll talk to me later about it, right?
Right. Phone us in. We're waiting.
Yeah.
We'll wait.
If you're listening.
We'll wait until 4 o'clock.
Look, they're all out there pounding. I said I'll give away free CDs.
Right.
Cool.
I love odd humor. We'll just sit here and wait till 4.
4?
Yeah.
We'll wait till your friend calls.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm kidding. Okay. So, as a drummer, real quick, Cameron, for the drummers, what kind of set do you play, and what are your influences on the drumming and on your scene, coming from San Jose, but you're also here in Stockton?
I live in San Jose.
San Jose, okay.
I'm just here visiting.
Well, that's right. Earlier, you were saying, yeah. So the heat.
I actually would own a Ludwig kit.
Okay.
It's actually a reissue of a John Bonham style kit.
Oh, so nice foot action.
Nice foot action. It's a
Uh-huh.
it's a 26-inch kick drum, 18-inch floor tom. It's pretty much the same exact setup John Bonham had, and he's obviously one of my biggest influences. My other biggest influence is Neil Peart of Rush, and then of course I like drummers like Keith Moon.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like Dave Lombardo of Slayer.
So you got the really low end foundation of drumming, which is awesome. I mean, that really gives the beat. I mean, that makes you feel. It makes your nose curl a little bit.
There's some drummers I've been subconsciously influenced by that I didn't realize it until I listened back to their music. Like, I don't know if you've heard of the Canadian band Triumph, but Gilmore, he has that big Neil Peart sized arena arena style drum kit,
Right.
and I've heard stuff he does, and when I listen to their songs on the radio, and I'm like, wow, I've been subconsciously ripping him off, but I think he's influenced by both John Bonham and Neil Peart too. So that's where.
And it goes down the line,
it's
right?
played.
Everything's kind of.
Danny Carey of Tool, that's another one I've been compared with, because he's influenced by all the prog rock that I like, and he's a big Bill Bruford fan, and people they hear me playing and all, wow, that sounds just like the guy from Tool.
That's awesome, because they're those kind of drummers and yourself. There's like two timings happening, like two things happening a lot of the times with that drum style. I mean, you got the rhythm, but within the rhythm, you're still just locking in this little, with that kind of a drum style, which is amazing. I love those poly patterns and stuff like that.
I don't really do much double kick, if any. I do mostly up top stuff. Another drummer I'm influenced by, who I think is very underrated, is Bill Ward of Black Sabbath.
Oh yeah, no.
And Black Sandwich.
Also
Black Sandwich.
Oh, yes.
Sure, I don't know.
and also Carl Palmer of Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yeah, those guys. That's some good prog rock music, and I dig that kind of music myself all the time. And
Yeah, I'm a big prog rock fan. I grew up listening to a lot of prog rock and a lot of 80s hair metal, and of course, in more recent years, I've gone back and listened to more thrash metal. Oh yeah, Queensryche's drummer Scott Rockenfeld's another.
Man, the Operation Mindcrime album was one of my favorites. I mean, it's like a whole epic album, the Operation. So if y'all haven't heard, the Queensryche Operation Mindcrime album, man, it's a whole journey story that they did for that album. And the musicians on that are just phenomenal.
I mean, you get right into the story when you listen to it. The music takes you right into it. And right as soon as I heard that, I'm just like, wow, Scott Rockenfeld's my new hero.
Wow, I gotta go back and listen to it. I haven't heard that in probably about 10 years or more, but
that has to be their best album they ever put out. And the one I really like by them, most people like Rage for Order. My favorite album besides Operation Mindcrime is actually their first 4-song EP. I mean, because that one's just like it's nothing like any of their other stuff.
No,
it's very dark and heavy, and I mean, Jeff Tate's hitting those operatic vocals, and the double bass is there, and it's just like real dark, loud, and heavy, and melodic at the same time. So
all right, it's a little before they came commercial, but their sound was still unique for that whole era and stuff. Awesome.
Yeah, there's never been another band like it. Well, there's been copycats, but there's only one Jeff Tate.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to make a money offer out there. Anybody, I'll give you $100. Anybody who can find this double album that I'm on with Merle Saunders and the Edwin Hawkins Singers. We did it in '67, and Corella Pell did all the lithograph artwork in it. If you can find and locate that album for me anywhere, it's going to be about $700. I'll pay for that, but you locate it for me, I'll give you $100.
I'm on the hunt.
Yes.
Right. Merle Sanders, right? The keyboard guy?
Yep.
Right. And then who else was on there?
Will Pate also did
Pate.
a couple
Oh
acoustic songs. My band, Hell and High Water, we did a couple rock and roll songs. And so you had Walter Hawkins in the center. It was a quadraphonic album.
Oh, nice.
Walter Hawkins was in the center. Edwin Hawkins had the stick to control. Either 8 or 10 gospel singers in each corner of the room to get the quadraphonic effect.
That'd be amazing to hear, especially those kind of recordings, the old quadraphonics. And
my old drummer found
if you
one.
get it on a record, you can really get that warmth and all that stuff on there. So you hear that, everybody? Everybody's on the hunt, and we are looking for a double album that Ron Greco is on.
Corella Pell did the lithographs, but my old drummer saw one used copy for $800, and this was like 20 years ago.
Wow.
And this was done 50 years ago. Leo Coca from Golden State Studios on Harrison in San Francisco did all the recording. He even made me sound good on vocal. Gosh. He did a split on the vocal with a flange.
Well, engineers are amazing because they can make you break you. Oh, no. So in San Francisco, where do you guys play a lot? Or where have you played? Of course, everywhere through the years. Some of the places I remember was the Coquetry Club, the I-Beam.
Yeah.
What are my gosh?
DNA.
The DNA. A lot of clubs out there I used to play at.
Berkeley Square.
The Berkeley Square. That was awesome. So many bands came out of the Berkeley Square.
Keystone.
Yes.
And
San Jose, I think the One Step Beyond or one.
That's been gone for a long time. There was the Cabaret, which is
right. And so those are some of the years that I went that way. That was back in the early '90s.
Right.
They had the I-Beam. Well, that's San Francisco, but the One Step Beyond, I think it was called, and that was San Jose area.
Right.
But,
my first wife's friends had a band called The Fast, And then when they came to San Francisco, they all had to meet me. And I go, "What's up, guys? We have to check you out." And I go, "Why?" "Your sideburns." "What?" And so, because they tried to copy them. This is a band from Brooklyn, my first wife's friends. And so we're out yakking away, and I said, "You're going to have strange dreams." And they're looking at me. "Because when you shave all your temple burns off, the stubs go on the pillowcase." And you're like, "That's what?"
It's like electricity.
There you go.
So,
Static shave.
static shave.
There you go. Oh,
Here we go. Some water loving. So let's do, we got some live instruments here. We brought a little djembe, some acoustic guitar, and let's do some live jam, and that's one of the things I like about this
so we'll
show.
put this right here so
We do some
we can
live
both
music.
get heard.
Got Ron Greco.
Drown you out.
We got Cameron Landers. Let's do some jams. So,
Uh-oh.
get ourselves situated here. All right. Let's see if we play nope. Okay, we'll be right ready in here in about a couple seconds. I'm gonna join in right with you as soon as I equal everything out.
I think he's too
Okay.
tall. Yeah, he's too tall.
Who's taller, me or you? I've never really.
Well, let's see. Everyone
We'll see.
here wears elevator boots. Okay, I get it. Chrissy, she wears elevator boots. My wife wears elevator boots.
What's it?
Here you go, Skinny.
Everybody's giving it to. Let's see. Hang on. Let me get my little amp. I did bring some effects.
Wow.
Good.
Came prepared.
A little bit. My tiny little amp. So real quick, if you guys recognize this amp, I did do a music review.
Yes, I used to have a Super Beetle.
I love the boxes, man. They're so awesome. Okay.
Are those called pig noses?
So,
Are those called pig noses? Those little amps?
I don't know if that's a pig.
no, this was not pig nose, but those were the original ones.
Yeah,
Those-
my ex had a pig noses and they stole them out.
Okay. Let's turn this machine on. Okay, so, I think earlier we were talking about you're going to do another version of the Dark Gypsies, or whatever you want to, whatever you want to do.
see.
Just explain it real quick, and you're awesome.
Okay. All right. I've turned into someone I've tried to hide. There were no friends to keep me alive. People come and go. Can this be the life? I've turned into someone to stay alive. I am the dark gypsy. I am the dark gypsy. She was gone from my life. There was nothing I could do. I called myself names. I'm lost without you. This life in my body is gone. I am the dark gypsy. I am the dark gypsy. I am the dark gypsy. I will fight before I die to get my spirit back. She gave life to my body. Christine, I've turned into someone I've tried to hide. There were no friends to keep me alive. People come and go. Can this be the life? I've turned into someone to stay alive. I am the dark gypsy. I am the dark gypsy. I will fight before I die to get my spirit back. I am. She's He's gone from my life, there was nothing I could do. I called myself names, I'm lost without you. This life in my body, this life in my body, I am. There were no friends to keep me alive. People come and go. Can this be the life? I've turned into someone to stay alive. I am the dark gypsy. I am the dark gypsy. I am the dark gypsy. I am. This life in my body is gone. Okay, I'll try one more, but uh-oh. Let's see.
Yeah,
It's called
I'll try to give some little sonic there for you.
Stay Strong.
It's got the Dark Gypsies.
Okay, let's see what happens with this song.
Nice.
To let you go so I could find myself. I know you'll never come back. Stay strong and I'll give it a rest. I come from the Fillmore. You came from Union Street. Ooh, my parents, they taught me well. There's someone you'll never meet. I know you never loved me. I know you did your best. Just stay strong and give it a rest. Stay strong and give it a rest. Stay strong and give it a rest.
Yeah, that's two. Dark Gypsies. Give it a rest.
What was the other one? Blue Blood.
Blue Blood. Yeah, we'll do the version of that one.
Okay. You took the life of a friend, and now it has to end. So you come from Hollywood, he never saw you coming. That power of your hoo-hoo, it kept him in the dark. I saw you at the chapel, you ran into the vestry. I saw you as a blue blood. Blue blood, I'm not gonna kill you. You took the life of a friend, and now it has to end. The life of my friend, and now it has to end. Blue blood, blue blood, blue blood. No more.
All right. Here we go. That was live. That's awesome. You know, that's what I like about live music. You get energy in there.
Yeah, especially when you break a sweat.
That's
Yeah, hot, hot,
It's
Now it's
hot,
starting to go heat a
hot.
little bit. But it's like it's a good sweat.
right. It's a music sweat.
Yeah.
So how can everybody find you? What's the best way that people find you? They
I
want to
sneak
start
around Chinatown. No, what? Oh.
real quietly. Of course, we got all the media. You know, type your name in.
Okay, so in San Francisco, I have this large room called the Music Den on Haight Street. where I've worked with different musicians and bands over the years. And then I have a large music room here in Stockton, and we rehearsed there for the last album. And if I attempted to do one more, I have a few new songs, one political, one's called We Didn't See It. And that's about what's going on around us. And I can say it to your face, you wouldn't listen. I could yell it in the streets, they wouldn't hear it. Then I yell Fire in the Sky. So it goes from that song into an instrumental called Fire in the Sky. Now Fire in the Sky can just be explosions and stuff. Like with one of my earlier bands, we'd go on stage, we had sirens, police lights, everything going off when we came on stage. And we started immediately. No tuning, walking around, never, never, never. You come on stage, bang, you start off with the loud snap, and that's it.
That's it. That'll wake them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is cool. San Francisco. So that's one of my favorite places to hang out that way. I do
Yeah.
another show out there. You ever listen to Mutiny Radio?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, I have a show up there in San Francisco, so we should continue this segment.
You got it.
And go up to San Francisco.
You got it.
Absolutely.
I go up there a few times a year.
I don't listen to music at all.
I try to listen to other people's music, as in
That's nice.
like the home people who make the home
Thank
music.
That's right. You
Yeah.
can actually see the bathtub that I pound in.
Oh,
It's a
that's
big
cool.
one of those big claw ones from it was with the house, 1880.
Uh-huh.
So I take cowboy baths.
Cowboy baths, cold water, right? Or-
Yeah, well, yeah,
Filling from the.
with the pans.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really cool to be able to, for me, I was saying earlier, to be able to listen to other people's underground music. I mean, that's where it's at for me. Going through all the closets and people who are, woodshedding or whatever, that's what this show's for, to be able to
I have more albums
spotlight in there, and then
of my other bands, but we'll wait for the San Francisco one. You'll see the
Yeah.
big
we'll
the
head up
walls
there.
stuff. Yeah.
Definitely. And so, any shows that are coming up soon, or we're just in the recording mode and stuff like that.
It's not a hard thing to do. It's just
Mm-hmm.
You need to find the right musicians that appreciate the music,
Mm-hmm.
that would love performing it. Okay, once you've got that going, great. But if you work with musicians that just, they did it because someone was with you that liked you, someone was with you because it's close in the neighborhood, then all of a sudden they do it not just for the money.
Mm-hmm.
They like some of the songs, but later on you understand how they really felt about things. So I get it.
Right, and that's almost a compliment. I mean, if you can get somebody that really likes your music and they play for you, they're really going to add that much more
Thank you. Yes.
dynamics. And instead of getting somebody who's just going through the parts and
Right. I've worked with
You
great
know.
guitar players and great bass players, and they're all there, but sometimes the mix is just, you get little bits of attitude, little bits of things that just like, really, why did you show up? And so when I get musicians like that after a few rehearsals, I give them money for their gas, for their time.
yeah.
Oh, it reminds me, I'm going to give you some money for gas.
That's
later.
always polite. Right. Hey, I want some. Oh wait.
You live here.
Hey, when people are handing out money, I always stand in line.
Right?
I'm kidding.
It doesn't come easy these days. You gotta,
Right.
when the opportunity's
Right.
there, you gotta jump at it.
You never know. You might be that last guy where they say, when you're at the grocery stores and they say, hey, you're the last one because you put the sign behind you closed. You never know when you're that last person. You might get that last little bit of goodness.
Exactly.
In San Francisco, where do you do your show at?
Gosh, in San Francisco, we played, the Mutiny Radio, the Coquetry Club, when it used to be around a lot. That was over by all the nudie bar places and stuff.
Mutiny,
Coquetry.
that's kind of the flat part. Isn't that what Roxy Roller did at his shows?
And I kick his butt. No, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, right when we come into SF on 9th Street,
wanted-
you start heading up the hill to the left. I can't remember
That's
what
the
the area
guy.
it's called.
I wanted to audition that guy, Roxy Roller, as the lead singer.
Yeah, let's see the other places. Gosh, it's been a while since it's been about a year since I've been up there. Since I've been here, more with this station. It's been a while since I've been up there. But we just, I can't. My mind's going blank of the places.
Chinatown,
Anyways, Chinatown. I always play there.
disco clubs.
I think Mutiny Radio it's a building with a live studio inside of it. Like
Yeah, they also have a live studio and a stage and everything. And matter of fact, they got famous for they were the first one to put out bacon donuts when they had a bakery. They had a bakery radio show. So So they had a bakery in there, and they would do a radio show as they did a bakery. So they're kind of the first ones on the scene to put bacon donuts that kind of blew up a little bit. That's some of the information I know, but other than that, they don't do that no more. Because I went up there, and there was no donuts.
I want those snake donuts.
So I had to go somewhere else to get the donuts.
Have you seen them yet? They look like snakes.
Yeah, I think with one of my bands.
They are real.
Was live on.
But it's
There
a
was
good
somewhere
idea.
up there, and I think it was Mutiny Radio. Where
No,
we
they're
went
real
in
snakes, but
and
it's a
performed
good idea.
live. We did an acoustic set just like this.
Yeah,
Right off the
it's one of
head.
the few places that you can still, go do a podcast and play live.
Look on my Facebook. I think you'll see a picture of me standing outside it with my band.
Where's my wife, Christine?
Right. I know Hutch, she should be here.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
She had
Bring her down here.
she had a big thing going with
Have her join the party.
antiques.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
I love all that stuff too, but
I want to think about these podcast shows. These kind of shows, what I'd love is like, even though we're live now, but you can still watch them weeks on end.
Exactly.
And which is wonderful because we upload them to YouTube and we're always live. And
are you talking about my wives?
Yeah, that one too.
On YouTube.
Her show, this show, all the shows. But yeah, it's kind of cool how this place archives them to YouTube because not all places do that. So I really love being here. That everything gets archived to YouTube, and man, we can just rewatch it.
That's nice.
And
You can send me a
The
copy.
wonders of modern
definitely, right,
technology.
we'll hook it up, huh?
The wonders of modern technology.
It is, and this is probably a joke I probably wore out, but I'll keep saying it. I remember when you used to go to telephone poles and put up your advertisement?
Yep.
Poster by telephone. It's kind of a slow process, but
I have a lot of the old Frank Kozik posters he used to put up in the 70s.
oh man, see, they're like collector's items, man. A lot of those posters now. When I go to the Bay Area, I always still try to take posters off the telephone poles.
I have about 500 of them
Do you
autographed.
Even have that anymore?
What's that?
Do they even do that anymore? Where they?
I just
Yeah.
don't know. That's what's
I thought-
funny.
I know
Well,
it's
Berkeley,
something
I know
in some
Berkeley
places.
does. They still put up band
In H Street,
music
they
and
do all
H
that.
Street. Yeah, they still put up the posters on the telephone poles, and man, if you
Wiring.
yeah,
Well,
a lot
that's
of
a
bands.
culture there. I think in San Jose it's become illegal to put it up there. It's considered
If you're caught,
vandalism.
Oh, no.
You get fined for it, which was ironic because right by the guitar showcase, here where I used to live, you used to see the poles covered with shows and stuff, show flyers.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and they have some great posters at the Treasure Trove.
Wait, there we go. That's
Oh, yeah.
He has a strong voice.
I knew
What'd
someone
you
was
do?
missing.
He's not missing.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
So-
Treasure Trove Antiques. That's where my wife works sometimes.
Oh my gosh, on the island, or
Right off Pacific.
oh,
and-
Pacific. I was thinking San
By the
Francisco
school?
still, because they have the flea
Here?
market out there on Treasure Grove Island.
Oh,
at the
yeah,
flea
I know
market.
that place, Treasure Island.
Yeah, that's what I meant. My mind's still over there. Let's bring it on
San
back.
Francisco.
Stockton.
Yeah. I like 62 degrees. I don't like 100 degrees, but
Yeah.
That's hot.
I got a big house around the corner, so at least it's fully air conditioned.
Yeah. Musicians don't like heat.
No.
we spent enough on stage, so
Exactly.
it's like we want to get off stage. We want
When I used to play bass on stage,
to.
if I was sweating, my hands, all the water would get on the neck of the bass guitar, and I had a fretless bass. They would be sliding everywhere.
Yep. And I lose drumsticks that way too. My hands get all clammy and stuff. The sticks slip right out of them.
It's like, whoa, there's free stick for somebody.
Yep.
So throughout the years, what can we tell our next generations that keep plugging away? And there's a difference between the quick stardom and the longevity of like you
Okay.
are a star because you've longevity of all these different
With-
amazing feats.
If the wise musicians, they hold back. I try to hold back.
Uh-huh.
And you look to see what your crowd's going to be. You look to see how the fans talk about your music. That's why I give a lot of my music away. And then what happens is they come up and they talk to you about, okay, I like that song, Really tell me about it. And so I start to get the idea, where's my age group? So the kids that like my stuff are between 20 and 30. And so I already got like a little fan
Oh,
base
well,
going.
recycles. I mean, people started wanting new music again, which is not new music.
Yeah.
It's just
And
you're
it's-
still pumping.
And some people
All
go,
Right. Just like
what do you call your music? What do you classify it as? I don't know. It's Greco, me.
Mm-hmm.
And so later on, the industry, if they want, they label you as something. And if you want to go with it or not, you tell them.
Yeah.
rock.
Yeah.
Yep.
What
You gotta
do
be
you want to do with
experimental.
your life? I want to rock.
That's it.
Oh, that little video.
Oh yeah, yeah. Who could forget that one? The guy the guy looked just like my Uncle John too. Who was like a real strict crack the whip on his kids type of guy who didn't put up with his kids slacking off and stuff. And the first time I ever saw that video was actually in his house.
Oh my God! Right. The irony of it. Huh? What do you want to do with your life, kid?
My dad was always asking me that. He's like, you're playing drums is going to get you filling cracks in the road. Did I listen? Nope, I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the wonderful thing about how times change, that a lot of us can be self-producers and self-produce our music now, and we don't have to wait for CBS or somebody to come through and still pushing out, because like Greco was saying, if somebody likes your music, they're going to listen to it and they're going to come up to you and talk to you and say, man, I really like this song. Man, I want to dig in more about what you're doing.
Yeah,
and that's where you start building your fan base, and then
Thank you.
which is
There
really
you go.
awesome, you know, especially with the media that we have today.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, now we have YouTube, and you know, there was, for the longest time we had MySpace, which was that was a...
It worked for a while. It's kind of different.
And we have
now that I'm
you.
used to Facebook, but I mean, MySpace was okay. It definitely geared towards musicians.
That was it.
And we have
Facebook
you.
doesn't gear so much towards the musicians. MySpace was like, people were actually using their MySpace site as their website, and when they play shows on their banner, it would have their MySpace site. I thought it was great. I fell in love with it. I was like, wow, I'm gonna get famous now doing this. Now I can get my music out to everybody instead of just the locals.
Instead of 1 in 100 chance, I've got 2 in 2 million chance.
Way
Yeah.
back in the 60s, how hard it was to get our music played with the disc jockeys? Impossible. KEWB, KFRC, KYA, impossible.
So how would you get your music on there? Kind of grease them a little bit, or
No,
like
not at all.
Only kind of
We
on
put out
TV.
we put out our own records,
Hey, play my album, please.
and then along came Big Daddy Tom Donahue,
Uh-huh.
and then Pirate Radio, and so all of a sudden it started opening up. Now we have you and a handful of the disc jockeys that invite us in to
Uh-huh.
listen, and you play guitar. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I know.
And so San Francisco, we'll do another one. You want to come to San Francisco?
Of course.
For sure,
Okay.
we'll set
I'm
that
there.
up about a month or so. Yeah, we'll head out that way.
I'll bring
Cool.
different stuff for the public,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll have a couple of different songs ready.
All right, that'll be good.
Oh.
Looks like our show's about ending here in a little bit.
All right.
Okay.
We'll close this up. So real quick, you know, yeah, we can find you on Facebook, and we can find you.
Yeah, I'm Facebooking, whatever you call
Facebooking
it.
and stuff.
And you can find our Ghost Train album on Bandcamp as well.
Bandcamp. So we got Ghost Train album, which is one of the latest releases.
Yeah, if you like any of the songs you heard off the Greco's back, some of them are also on the Ghost Train album.
Newer, better versions.
Yep, newer, better versions actually.
Jenny Coppertone on
I'm not
bass.
just saying that because I'm on it.
That's right.
Bill Collins from
Yep.
his MDC band and Fang.
MDC and Fang, yep.
No way.
And then Jenny Coppertone
That guy
from
there.
right
Yep.
from the
Oh, my, that's
Coppertones.
familiar.
Yeah, he was with Fang for
And
back
Sex
before.
I'm going to Hollywood. I'm gonna look so good.
That's it. Hollywood. Woof.
No. That's what I know what Fang was saying. You know,
And Jenny
I was more a
Coppertone
punk skater back in the day. You know, early '80s, late '90s. I did a lot of like JFA music
and Cameron's bands. He has one or two bands.
Yeah,
Rock and
well,
Roll
it's
Villain Society.
Rock and Roll Villain Society and
The Eyesores.
The Eyesores, yep. That's one I've been playing with now for.
Little puppy.
No, that's Rock and Roll Villain Society.
Rock and Roll Villain Society.
Little Doggy, yep.
Little Doggy.
And how can we find you on media for some of your stuff?
Yeah, so you can look up Rock and Roll Villain Society, or you can even say Radio Star SF, and that was our former name, and some of the old stuff will pop up from that.
Nice.
And then there's also my band The Eyesores, which I play in, which you can find on YouTube or Facebook. YouTube for the latest versions.
There we go. The more modern, updated versions and stuff. But sometimes I like the raw versions too. That's what's wonderful about songs, how they evolve.
Yeah.
Yep.
See where they come
Exactly.
and
Thank you.
And they evolve with each new member you get. And each new member takes you to a new level.
go. It is. It's like reborn of the song. Well, nice. Well, this was a great episode. Got to listen to the CD, got to play live. Man, what a great day.
I only have 8 or 9 copies left of the Greco's back.
So
I had 1,000 printed, and they went fast.
it went fast, folks. So as you're rewatching the show or watching the show,
So
he
you
has a
only-
few left if you want to order it from him.
No, those aren't for sale. That's for you.
Oh, this is for me. So
Ghost
let me
Train's for sale.
Let me
Yep.
scratch what I just said. That's mine.
I think I have at least
This one
10
here.
copies of the Ghost
I
Train
grabbed
left.
this one.
Good.
Oh, I need to
Okay.
get those in Streetlight Records. I've been meaning to do that.
Great. Okay.
All right, well, thanks, folks. This was the Yellow Dot Spotlight Show here, the Saturday edition.
Who's outside? Look at it. They're outside
With,
ready for the free.
Greco
Passing out
and,
free CDs.
Cameron,
Okay,
and,
cool.
Everybody's outside waiting. And we're gonna have a signing.
Oh, we got an audience out
we're gonna
there.
have a signing
Ah.
party, so bring your pin. All right. Well, that's it for the show today. Y'all have a great day. Check it out. We'll see you again. Yellow Dot Spotlight Show. Have a great day.